It started with a lie so small I didn't see it growing teeth. My mother's voice, soft and trembling through the phone. "Your sister's getting worse. The treatment's expensive. Just until she's stable, okay?" That was 20 years ago. I sent the first 5,000 thinking I was saving her life. Then another, and another, until it became routine, an act of quiet devotion. My life compressed into a cycle of ramen dinners and late shifts, every dollar wired home to keep her breathing. There's a certain peace in sacrifice when you believe it means something. But peace dies fast when you learn it was all theater. I hadn't planned the trip, I just booked the flight on a whim. I wanted to see her, to surprise them, maybe take my sister to her favorite childhood park. What I found instead was the sound of laughter. Her laughter, full, careless, perfect. And my father's voice shouting over music. The loser actually believed it. The words cut through the air like glass. I didn't make a sound, didn't move. I just stood there, luggage in hand, watching the truth burn everything I thought I knew. The mansion didn't fit, not with the stories of overdue bills, of hospital rooms and machines that never stopped beeping. There was no sickness here, only marble floors, imported chandeliers, and laughter echoing from the poolside. I stood at the gate, invisible. My sister, perfectly healthy, sun-kissed, holding a drink, smiled at my father like she'd never known pain. My mother sat beside them, wrapped in silk. No tubes, no oxygen tanks, no guilt, only joy. I wanted to scream, to storm in and demand an explanation. But rage is loud, and I've learned that silence frightens more effectively. So I watched, listened, heard them joke about my transfers, about the idiot son who paid their debts and bought their paradise. When my mother lifted her glass and said, "He'll keep sending it, he's too good," I knew what I had to do. That was the moment the son they created died. The one who replaced him was quieter, smarter, colder. I checked into a cheap motel, the same kind of place I'd spent most of my adult life in. Thin walls, dim lights, a perfect place for rebirth. For 3 nights I didn't sleep. I went through every bank statement, every wire transfer. I still had the emails, my mother describing experimental treatment, invoices from fake clinics. I followed the trail. They'd funneled my money through shell accounts, bought properties under aliases, even created fake medical records to keep the guilt believable. 20 years, a lifetime of deceit. I hired an investigator to gather proof. Then I went quiet again. No calls, no transfers. I knew they'd notice eventually. I wanted them to. By the 4th week, I received the first text. "Son, the hospital's calling again. They need another payment." I stared at it for a long time. Then I replied, "I'm coming home." They greeted me like royalty. The same arms that stole from me now wrapped around me. My mother even cried, on cue. "Your sister's resting," she said. "It's been hard without your help." I smiled. "I can tell." We sat in their lavish living room. Gold, leather, everything purchased with my suffering. I placed a folder on the table. Inside, bank records, property deeds, emails, proof of every lie. No words, just evidence. My father flipped through the pages, his face drained of color. You don't understand." "I do." My sister walked in mid-sentence, saw the papers, froze. Her laughter from earlier played in my head like an echo that wouldn't die. "Was any of it real?" I asked. She didn't answer. My mother started sobbing. My father reached for my arm, desperate, but I pulled away. Their panic was enough. Their silence, my victory. I stood, calm, certain. "I've reported the tax fraud," I said. "The fake accounts, the shell properties, everything's frozen. The police will come tomorrow." My father went pale. "You can't do this. We're family." I looked at him. "Family?" I leaned closer. "Family doesn't feed on blood." My mother screamed my name. My sister begged, promised to fix it, promised love, forgiveness, anything. But love dies in silence. I left the folder on the table and walked out without looking back. By morning, they'd lost everything. Mansion seized, accounts locked, the empire they built on my sacrifice gone. The world finally caught up with them. I didn't celebrate. I didn't cry. I watched from a distance as they stood outside their mansion, now empty, yelling at reporters. My father's face was red with shame. My mother's eyes hollow. My sister, silent. For once, I was the one they couldn't see. It's strange how justice feels nothing like joy, just quiet. 20 years of guilt traded for one night of peace. People say revenge doesn't heal. They're right. It doesn't heal. It erases. And sometimes that's enough. They called me the loser for believing in family. Now they finally understand what losing really means.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.